Welcome to the program. I'm John McKee. Today, we'll continue our exploration of some tools and techniques that can help every turkey hunter. First, we'll meet the owners of the oldest turkey call manufacturing company in the United States. Then, we'll spend some time at a popular fishing spot. And finally, we'll take a look at the basics of scuba diving. All this when we return with the Western Pennsylvania Outdoor Guide. In business, image is important. First impressions do make a difference. If your business has a cleaning problem, look to the professionals at Ingram's Cleaning Service. Since 1979, Ingram's Cleaning Service offers customized, consistent quality cleaning services for all types of businesses. Our business is to maintain the image of your business. We offer periodical cleaning schedules, professional workers and supervisors, and of course, follow-up inspections. In business, customer service is important. Ingram's Cleaning Service can be a silent partner in maintaining your image as a high-quality company. For more information, call area code 412-751-7469.
We make it our business to help our customers maintain a positive, professional image. If you have a cleaning problem, we are the solution.
You're a duck hunter, and duck hunters know you have to go to the ducks. An express boat can get you there, whether it's down the river, across the lake, or through the timber. With its durable, all-welded aluminum hull and plenty of room for your decoys, guns, and other gear, you can depend on your express boat to take you to the ducks.
If excitement is what floats your boat, then check out the 2001 Lund models at Bob Warren Boat Sales. You'll make a splash with your friends and family with a new Lund boat from Bob Warren Boat Sales. We service most major boats, motors, and trailers. For boat show pricing on Lunds year-round, come to Bob Warren Boat Sales, Route 38 Butler. Call 724-285-5503. Simply the best. The Western Pennsylvania Outdoor Guide offers some very attractive advertising or sponsorship packages. This week's How-To segment takes us to Delmont, where our own Pete Maltese visits Greg and Tom Newman, owners of Penns Woods Products. Today, Pete learns some of the basics of turkey calling. So let's listen as Greg, Tom, and Pete talk turkey on this segment of Pete's Corner.
Hi, I'm Peter Maltese, and welcome to another segment of Pete's Corner. Today we're at one of the oldest establishment manufacturers of turkey calls in the country. We're at Penns Woods, and to tell us a little bit about the calls is Greg, and Tom Newman.
Thanks for
Tom,
being here.
nice seeing you guys. And the thing that's always puzzled me about turkey calls is how do I know which one to use when? Like in the morning, afternoon, in the evening. Why can't I just buy one and use it all the time? Is that possible?
Well, not really, Pete. The more calls you have in your arsenal, the better. We hunt in the spring and in the fall, and the calling situations are much different. When you call in the spring, you're imitating the hen. Of course, the springtime of the year is mating season, and the hens are naturally supposed to go to the gobbler, and you're imitating the hen calls, and the gobbler hopefully will come to you.
But if I have one call is going to do that, isn't it?
You can do it with one call.
Now, isn't there an advantage to using one of the mouth calls because your hands are free to handle your equipment and stuff?
Definitely. A mouth call keeps your hands free. You can sit there and work the turkey and have the gun right up on your knees, and basically no movement at all.
Traditionally, in the spring of the year when you're hunting turkey, as nature has it, a gobbler will gobble, and traditionally the hen will come and search for the gobbler. In the springtime, the hunter is actually trying to reverse that process. Instead of you going to the gobbler, you're trying to get the gobbler to come to you. And in the fall of the year, the birds are generally flocked up and together, and the idea in the fall season is to scatter the flock and then again call them into you.
I've heard that number of times, to scatter the flock. Why would you want to scatter the flock? Wouldn't it be easier to have them all there and try to pick the one that you want in a bunch rather than scatter them?
The eyesight of the turkey is very keen, as many people are aware of, and to try and approach a flock of turkey is next to impossible. So the idea is to scatter them up, and in the fall situation, you have the young birds. When they get lost, they'll traditionally use a key run call, and they're looking for their mother and to try and reestablish the flock.
There was one other thing that really always got me about calling turkey. I'm sitting in the woods and I'm starting to call turkey, and I get an answer back. How do I know it's not another turkey caller? Another guy calling turkeys?
Well, that's a unique situation, and it happens a lot of times, Pete. But anytime in your woods, you want to assume that it probably is a turkey, although you want to use extreme safety in as far as it might be another hunter. But many callers are very good, and you cannot distinguish a caller from a wild turkey.
So you just have to wait and see if he comes into you.
That's right. You hold your location and call and work the bird in, and hopefully it is a turkey.
All right. So show me some of the calls that we have, some of the different ones that we use.
Well, the box call is probably the simplest call to use for, especially for the beginner hunter, and all it requires is just a stroke of the paddle on the base of the call, and it creates friction and sounds something like this.
And all that does is it's rubbing up against the edges.
That's right. You have two different types of wood, two different type of wood on this call, and you can reproduce many sounds. You can yelp, you can cluck, you can even gobble.
I'll be darned. That's pretty neat. And that's called a box call?
That's right.
And that's the, this is called True Tone box call.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it has some chalk on it.
Right. You always got to keep the surface chalk to create friction.
Okay.
That's what gives you your vibration and in turn the sound.
You guys have a new one coming out now, don't you?
Yes, Pete. This is also a friction type call. It's called the Boss Buster, and it's a glass slate call, 2-in-1. Gives you different tone variations.
All right. And this one here has a hollow chamber underneath it. This is a concave. This is something different and unique, isn't it?
Yes, it is, P. It's there's no other call like it on the market. As the concave glass surface acts like a stereo speaker, and you get projection of sound. The sound waves come off and get a unified note. And the holes in the side can give you versatility, where you can keep the holes covered for low volume, and you open them up, and it increases the volume on the call.
Let's hear that, Tom. Let's
The
hear
wood
it.
basically acts as a sound chamber.
All right, let's hear with and without. Oh, that sounds good.
And to tone it down,
Oh, that really sounds neat. That's completely different. I don't think there's anything like that on the market.
The diaphragm mouth call is very difficult to learn to use.
It is.
Yes, because a lot of times the first time you use a call, it gags you. And it's just not something that's comfortable in your mouth. It takes much practice, and after you practice with it a long time, it's a very excellent tool for turkey hunting. And all you do is put the call in your mouth. Typically the short reed is down, and you fit it up into the roof of your mouth against the palate. And the air comes between, you huff the air up from your throat, and it comes between your tongue and the latex in the call.
That's the one I prefer because it keeps my hands free, and I have a nervous habit of moving all the time, and I know that the turkey's eyesight is excellent.
Okay, Tom will demonstrate the gobbler call, which can be used as locating the gobbler in the spring.
extreme caution needs to be used, though, when using the gobbler call in the spring. Obviously, this is the bird that everyone is trying to bag, so extreme caution should be used.
Turkey hunting is just an all-around great sport. You get to match your abilities to the turkey. It's not like you go out there and just sit there and wait. You're actually luring the bird into you using your calling ability and woodsmanship, and it just gives you a great satisfaction to harvest a turkey ethically. And what better way of spending out your time in the outdoors in the springtime.
It's real important for the hunter to realize that masterful calling is not always necessary. I can relate just back here in the fall situation where we were actually archery hunting, and we thought, had it been a spring turkey calling situation or a fall turkey situation, we would have thought it was a pretty awful sounding hunter down in the woods making some calls. In reality, Greg went down and gave a few calls to it, and sure enough, it was a gobbler. So it's important for everyone to realize that great turkey calling is not always necessary.
After the break, we'll enjoy a relaxing day of summertime fishing on the Mon River. Stay with us. If you're looking for a fishing boat, look no farther. From tournament bass boats to fish and ski boats, we've got them, all powered by Mercury Outboards. Boat Fish Fun Shop, located in Mount Pleasant, specializes in Triton, Ranger, Stroker, and Monarch boats, powered by Mercury and driven by you. Boat Fish Fun Shop is a full-service Mercury dealer with computer hookup to Mercury Parts Department for all Mercury, Mariner, and Mercruiser engines. Our factory-certified technicians offer complete service. Stop in to see us in Mount Pleasant or call 724-547-9499.
The Turtle Tube Sea Anchor is the only self-collapsing, self-contained sea anchor that is guaranteed not to dry rot or mildew, even when stored wet. All safety-conscious boaters know the benefits of a sea anchor, so check out the Turtle Tube Sea Anchor today. For more information, write to the Turtle Tube Sea Anchor Company at P.O. Box 125, Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania 15145, or call 412-734-1758.
Hi, today we're going to talk about going to a new lake, new impoundment, new river, new stream, whatever. First thing you should do is check your resources. Go on the computer, talk to people, get your driving directions, find out where the bait shops are, find out where to buy your fuel is, find out where the launches are, find out some hot spots if you can. And nextly, when you get to the lake or impoundment, don't go right to the lake, go to a bait shop. Go in there, check his selection of lures, his selection of bait. What kind of bait, what color, what size. And then buy a hydro map of the lake. Ask him where the hot spots are. He'll be glad to mark it for you because he wants your business and repeat. He'll show you where the spots are. Next thing you do is, don't go to the lake yet, go to another bait shop and do the exact same thing. And then you want to compare the two. This will give you a good starting reference of where to start fishing at. Next, when you get to that launch that both these guys had, look around. Be observant. And that's all for now, folks. Keep jigging and cranking.
Our fishing enthusiast, Fred Wpog, has been angling the area's waterways for longer than anyone can remember. This week's segment was recorded in the summer of 1991 in the Monongahela River between McKeesport and Homestead. We thought this segment might help you to overcome the wintertime blues. So let's see how they make out. On the Water with Fred.
We were fishing off a JONTOON boat at the confluence of the Youghiogheny and the Monongahela rivers. Both rivers have absorbed a lot of rain runoff in the past few days, but the Mon seems to be in a lot better shape. So we're going to see what we can do on it today.
What's fascinating about the Yacht, a lot of times you can fish it week to week and it changes because of the fast high water coming up and you know, it washes the bottom, then brings down new logs and new places for the fish to hide.
Yeah, I don't think you'd ever get tired of fishing any one of our rivers.
No.
Because...
And they're coming back strong. This is the place to be now in the future because all the mills are gone, the water's cleaning up real nice. And
beautiful.
A lot of recreation right here. You don't have to go out of the state or even out of the county to have a good time. You get on these rivers and you can't even believe you're in the middle of a city because it's so quiet and peaceful and everybody's friendly on the water. It's really nice.
And how different the shoreline looks from what we see every day.
You know, a 10-inch fish always turns into a 20 and 5 turns into 15, you know.
That's what makes us fishermen unique.
Yeah, I tell everybody, well, I caught a fish this big. They say, well, it's not very big. I said, well, I measured between the eyeballs. Well, I think our spot's right over here. We kind of flew past it a little bit. Run right up there. We catch a lot of fish in the river here off jigs and live bait. used to be a big topwater lure fisherman when I walked a lot. You know, I fished the shorelines, but now that I'm in the boats and have a boat all the time, I fish a lot of bait and relax. It's not as hard work. I used to really work after them fish sometimes.
Yeah. I used to use a fly rod an awful lot with a bass bug.
Yeah.
Had some of the best times of my life.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give it a shot with a fly rod one day, floating bread on top for carp. That ought to be fun, huh?
Oh, that'd be a picnic.
A lot of people frown on the carp, but I got a lot of guys that fish for them. They're a lot of fun to catch.
They might not be much on the table, but
Yes.
boy, there's something in the water.
Someday we might have to eat all of them.
Yeah. And other parts of the world are more than glad to eat them.
Yeah, right. Well, at least we know they're here.
Got it? Nice small knot.
Good job. They get bigger.
Among other things, he's been hooked once before. Glad to see that somebody released it in good enough shape that it could still make it.
Yeah.
Nice little fish.
Go back and grow. Huh?
5 years from now, I'll be
Yeah.
back looking for him.
Tell them to go get mommy. I've got another one, huh?
Another big world-class fish.
Glad I'm the guide. I'm not supposed to catch fish.
You're doing a good job. Well, I went from a jig to a little beetle spin, figuring that maybe the water being this murky, it might attract fish a little more. We've caught a few small fish.
Well, I went to a jig because that's what you were catching them on. And I'm getting skunked right now.
Well, can never tell when the fish are going to turn on and off. That's what makes it such a great sport, I guess.
I figured we'd cruise the shorelines a little bit, cover a little more territory. Instead of just sitting there waiting for them, we won't fall asleep.
Right. I agree with you. And the shoreline's nice along here. A lot of structure. A lot of mud bottom, which is good for the carp that are in here spawning. Just finishing up spawning, I guess.
Yeah, we've seen a ton of them already, huh?
Well, we've seen some whoppers, I'll tell you. I could really have a picnic down here fishing for carp.
Yeah.
You know, John?
Probably pull your arms out of the socket, too.
I imagine. I think there's some state records in here like you do. Gotta be. Some really nice fish in here.
This is a pretty old bridge here. This train bridge. Surprised it's still in existence and still being used. I hate to be underneath it when a train went over it.
That's what I like to see. Did you see that minnow jump out of the water when the line hit it? At least there's bait in here. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh,
Hey!
John. There he is, fast
There you
and
go.
furious. Oh,
Oh, he's a
tell
better
you,
looking
I'm
one,
saying,
huh?
they're starting to get bigger.
Oh.
He's a fighter, John. Oh.
You want to net him? You just want to bring him up?
No, we'll bring him up. I got this 4-pound test line on here. I think it'll handle him. Nice fish, huh?
Getting better.
Yeah.
All right, Fred. Way to go.
Okay. Well, our guide must be doing his job because we're catching fish. A couple of years, he'll be a nice 4 or 5 pounder. That's what we like to see. Of course, we believe in fish and release anyway, so. John and I have fished long and hard in the hot sun, so we feel we should relax and cool off. As we pull in here at Sandcastle in West Homestead, we have decided to put on our bathing suits and try the slides.
If I don't make it back, Fred, you know where to send the flowers to, all right, buddy?
Well, now that you've seen Fred make a big splash, our next segment might just make you want to go out and make a splash of your own. Curious? We'll tell you all about it right after these messages.
Turkey Duster game calls have proudly been manufactured in Somerset, Pennsylvania since 1985 by hunters for hunters. Featuring many unique calls that have added features that you simply can't find anywhere else. These calls have been field tested for years so that your satisfaction is guaranteed. We also offer owl calls, deer calls, and hunting accessories. For more information, log on to our website at www.turkeyduster.com. For a free brochure of all our unique products, call toll-free 1-877-887-5390. That's Turkey Duster game calls, made in the USA by hunters for hunters. When you have tree problems, call Ray's Tree Service. We specialize in large tree removal, but no job is too big or small. At Ray's Tree Service, we go out on a limb for you. For a free estimate, call 412-672-6456 for storm damage, emergency service, stump removal, and more. Ray's Tree Service is fully insured and is a certified line clearance tree trimmer. So write this number down, 412-672-6456. Or for 24-hour emergency service, call 412-427-1117. If you like to watch outdoor shows, then check out the Western Pennsylvania Outdoor Guide every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. right here on WBGN television. We spotlight seasonal outdoor activities in our own backyard, from turtle hunting to fishing to preparing wild game recipes and much more. Tune in and find out why this award-winning series has so much to offer. That's the Western Pennsylvania Outdoor Guide, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on WBGN television.
Are you ready to make a splash? The company is called Splash Water Sports, and they specialize in scuba diving. Now, you're probably wondering how to scuba dive in the dead of winter. Dive Master Dan Regaler explains.
We're in our dive shop here located on Banksville Road in South Hills, and we're going to see a final module of a class today, scuba diving, through the PADI system. PADI stands for Professional Association of Diving Instructors. And this is the final confined water skills session. We have the academic portion first, which includes the final exam, written exam, and then the final skills demonstration in the confined water before we take the students into the open water environment for them to perform their skills again before they become certified. The normal course entails approximately 6 weeks. The first week it's paperwork, and we do a swimming test to see your watermanship skills, to see if you can stay afloat, to see the prospective students' willingness to go through the course. And it's not very hard. We certify from the age of 12 years old and up. And I've been dive mastering classes with people that are well into their 60s, and I think they lie a bit and possibly into their 70s. Today we're going to be doing exiting and donning scuba gear, the hovering, buoyancy hovering technique, and then they're going to swim around and do those skills independently under watchful eye of dive masters and instructors. Then we're going to move on to removal or replacement of a scuba gear underwater, removal and replacement of a weight belt underwater. For a few $100 initial investment, you can become certified. That would include all your texts that you're going to require and the instructor fees, and the pool fees. And we ask that the student buy their own mask, fin, and snorkel by the third module. Okay, this is the text that the student will be using along with a video that we send home with the student, which is in the course, and they can see what skills they're going to be doing before they actually are demonstrated in a pool. The text is very easily understood. Like I said before, we have students that begin at the age of 12 for junior open water diver, and they have no problems.
My name's Alan Souls. I'm the store manager for Splash Water Sports, and I'm also one of the head instructors at the University of Pittsburgh. It's something I've always wanted to do. Ever since I was 12 years old, I guess, I called my local dive store and got the information on taking lessons, and it sort of took off from there. It always was from the Jacques Cousteau specials, I think, or Mike Nelson on Sea Hunt. But we have a lot of people who go on vacations. You know, they go snorkeling. Never dreamed of trying scuba before. And as they're laying on the top of the water watching the divers, all they keep saying is, "I wish I was down there. I'm going to be down there next time." And they come back and they sign up for a class.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please send your questions, comments, or suggestions for future program topics to MWM Productions, Post Office Box 596, McKeesport, PA 15134. On behalf of the entire staff that's worked to bring you this and every episode of the Western Pennsylvania Outdoor Guide, I'm John McKee. Thanks for joining us.